All right, well, another episode of Juice Moose TV, where we always do just strange things, right? This is for my buddy Pat. He's got a YouTube channel as well. What we're looking at here is the bed of I believe it's a 72 Chevy. C-10? Yeah. So, Pat and I put the sides on to fit and finish them, or to fit them, I should say, make sure they fit good. Gonna figure out how to paint them off the bed, I think. Then he had this bulkhead brand new, and this floor is brand new. But somebody, whoever painted it, never scuffed it, so all the paint came off. So now I'm ready to primer that. But the sides fit. The bulkhead still needs to be sanded. You see where I scraped all the paint off. Most of it came off with the air hose. So yeah. So the proper way to paint this would be to take it all apart completely. Seeing as how we're painting out of a garage, that's going to be really hard to do. We're going to figure that out. I'm going to paint the floor separate from the bulkhead, separate from the sides. And then these are easy to hang. And you see these still have paint on. You see the paint was just flicking off of them. Just peeling right off. It's a shame too, they're all brand new. We'll scuff them up, clean them up, and redo it. Fun, fun, fun. Well, about 2 years ago or so, or 3 Christmases ago, we finished the Barbie Jeep. The white one with pink fenders. Now we're on the Chevy. And then I think last year we painted this, which it was easy to just rhino line the whole thing. Yeah. So yeah, this is where we're at. I'm not gonna do videos of the entire paint job. Just pieces here and there. Because climbing in and out of the box to do, 2 coats of base coat and 3 coats of clear just doesn't make sense to me. Oh, nothing more frustrating than running out of primer. I thought I mixed 3/4 of a pot thinking that'd be enough. Should have just mixed the whole pot. But that's okay. Started running out here at the end, so it's kind of see-through in places. And you see through it here, you see through it all over the place. And you start seeing through it in here. But whatever, not a big deal, not the end of the world. Most importantly though, this is what it came out. Once I got all the paint that wasn't stuck to it anymore off, scrubbed it all off, scraped it off the razor blade. That took like a whole day. Then had to go back and DA all the scratches with 320 and an interface pad. Yeah, fun. My hands were sore all night. Still gotta take the box apart, just don't have much room around here. There's like, I have no storage, but I get the bulkhead off, the sides off still. But I'm gonna leave the sides and all that on until I do some work over here. You see like the primer's goofy. It's like it was still wet when they wrapped it in plastic or something, I don't know. The other side's got a little dent I gotta fix. And brand new. And here these are next on my list. I'm working on them right now. All this paint just comes off. It's really sad that somebody didn't take the time to scuff it. But on these, I'm going to use a DTM primer, direct to metal primer. It's thicker. And that's because these Taiwan fenders just look a little weird. This is going to show it's not smooth. But it's a truck, 72. They're brand new. Even though Pat over tightened these, kind of messed up the carriage holes, but that's coverable. But yeah, these things, they're smooth. I mean, they're not smooth. You can feel it. So I'm going to use a little thicker primer. I'm going to use that direct to metal primer, DTM. It's thick and kind of block them out. I'm not going to spend like a lot of time on it because they are brand new and pretty. but I just wanted to look a little bit decent because it's been going black again. Most of the flaked off paint's off. There's still a little bit in here. You kind of can see right there. Mess. It's a little bit right in there. You can see it. It's kind of hanging on for dear life. But right here's another spot hanging on for dear life. It's probably a little tiny low spot that you can't really feel. There's one there too. But they just stamp these out and kind of run with them. So yeah, I'll use a little thicker type primer on these and try to hide some of that. It should work. They looked pretty good before. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. And stay tuned for some more. A little every day. Oh man. Alright, so I got the bed scuffed up to the halfway mark where it's see-through and where I ran out of primer. I'm going to have to shoot this baby in a minute. And then we're going to shoot the insides of this with just your standard run-of-the-mill 2K primer, because we're going to shoot the other side with the direct to metal primer, the DTM. Look at that. Brand new fender, and you got to do body work on it. Jeez. Oh, what a lovely day. Alright, so the back side of that one's primered good. The other side ran out. Didn't start it yet. Got a spot right here I gotta fix. Piece of cake. Good news is, whatever this weird stuff is, we suspect it was wrapped wet or something. It comes right off, so that's good news. And then, you know, you get brand new parts, and sometimes you gotta look for this kind of stuff. You know, there's rust. You gotta check the parts. They're brand new. You even have dents. More rust. It's the surface, but gotta come off. Gotta be primered. No scratches in here. This will be easy to paint later. So yeah, even though it's brand new, still gotta do a little work to them. But I'm gonna do it now while it's still attached versus off the box apart. Moving along. All right, so we took off the 320 DA paper, went down to 180, and started chasing rust. And I chased the rust all the way up, all the way to here. I mean, it was right here. It's about here, and there's still rust pits. I don't know if you can see them. There's rust pits right there. Oh, that's got to come out still. And then I got to go from 180 to 220, then down to 320, and then primer it. And crap, there's rust here too. See it? I gotta go down lower. Rust pits here, you can see them. Oh, those little pits I gotta get out. So this is what happens sometimes, even on brand new parts, you know. I mean, I chased the rust all the way to here and here, thought I got it all, but I haven't. So more work, more 180, then 220, then 320, and then primer again. Alright, so the rust is gone. I ended up using a really gentle wire wheel, but you can see the holes are still there. I'm very confident. See the sand scratches? Jesus Christ. I'm very confident that the primer would fill that, but I'm going to go ahead and just put a little skim coat of, not Bondo, but they call it glaze. It's like Bondo, but it's not. And that'll fill them up, so it'll be nice and smooth there. If it ain't one thing, it's another, boys. But yeah, just a little real light wire wheel on that to get that out. We're sanding down all that that rough primer. We're gonna go ahead and seal it now. Yeah, thank you, man. We're gonna go ahead and seal this bad boy. And look at that, another dent. Another dent. Yeah. Still have to kind of sand off these scratch marks and primer this too. But this side will be done today. It'll be primer sealed and ready to be taken apart. The other side over there is almost done as well. This side, the primer is in better shape. It's not all scratchy, except for the rust holes I found and the dent on the top over there. Except for that, this side's a lot better. There's only one little bad spot there. I'll have to feather that out and put a little primer there. Definitely not as much going on with this side. Well, they're about the same actually, if you consider the rust holes and the rust that was on it and the dent. So got to fix the dent on the other side anyway real quick. But today we'll be done with all that and then take it apart. Still have to sand all the bulkhead, get all the paint off that, take it apart. We're at the point now we're almost ready to take this thing apart and start final sanding it. Putting holes in the pretty quarter panels, you bastard. I leave the moldings off myself personally, but whatever. Almost ready to pull it apart. We'll put holes on this side and start taking it apart for final sanding. Ugh, holes. Damn holes. Like that hole. Ugh. This is probably going to be the end of what I call like a part one. So we've got our we got some moisture in the line, which this seems to be capturing. I hate how long the extension is. And then we have our trap right here, our water trap, that's grabbing some as well. So a little bit came out. I still have to wet the ground for my makeshift booth here. I still have to tack cloth these as well, both of them. So this should work for a good driveway paint job. I know it works really well for like Raptor coating. I've done that quite a bit. In fact, there's still some yellow on the ground here, as you can see. Even the sun's weird from the last time I sprayed. But anyway, we'll wet the ground. We'll tack these off. You won't see any video of spraying. I don't want to ruin my camera. Plenty of guys that have done videos of spraying. Plenty of guys have done videos on how to mix the paint, gun pressure, yada yada yada. You don't care about that. I don't care about that. I'm just documenting like how I'm gonna paint this bed. This will probably be, when I wrap this and paint these and clear these, it'll probably be like part one. And then we'll go back to this thing. Alright, so we're going to bring part one of this 72 bed paint job to an end. Consistently having just really bad weather. It's really cold. And I haven't really done much with the bed. I want to try to final sand tomorrow. Hopefully it's sunny, but I don't know that it is. These triangle parts came out really nice. You can see that they were really beat up. Pretty sure I have them on video somewhere, but they were just mangled. And they go underneath the car, the truck, and it's part of the fender well, so they obviously see a lot of abuse from rocks and stuff like that. But gave me a chance to get familiar with the base coat and the clear coat. Let's go look at the other parts. So you see it's been raining, so I'm storing the fender wells outside in the back under the patio cover. Yeah, came out nice. You can see the driveway glass paint job. They're getting dusty. You see Mugly Mug. There's some trash in them, obviously, because we're painting outside. This one was painted at a separate time. I don't know if you guys remember, but something happened on the base coat on this one. Something like got on the body line, so I stopped basing it, and I didn't clear it. I cleared the other 3 parts. I cleared this a different day. It's just kind of hanging here for no reason. Just too lazy to take it down. Now, if the wind picks up, like it did the night I painted that, then yeah, I'll take it down. Because the night I painted that, like that night, or the next day, the wind just kicked up crazy. And I don't want it to fall off, you know, rocking back and forth. But, I don't know, maybe I'll pull this one down later. If it's not windy, then I'll just leave it up. And I'll pull it down tomorrow. Not like I got a lot of room for storage. This one here came out really good, both sides, but this one for some reason attracted a lot of gnats, and the gnats went crazy. Can't really see, you can kind of see one there in the camera. That's a gnat. That's a gnat. There's another gnat, but this is underneath where the tire goes, so don't really care because you'll never see it. I just, you know, wanted it to be protected. This isn't a daily driver for Mr. Pat. Yeah, there's a gnat right there. You can see the camera. That's a gnat. So probably have to. I mean, I don't know. It's a bed, right? Come on, it's a bed. So will he opt to hit these with 2,000 and 3,000 and maybe a 5 and buff them, you know, and get the gnats out? I don't know. Depends on him, you know. I'm just doing the paint job. Another gnat. Fucking gnats. Gnats love the smell of clear, and we don't have a booth. Closest booth I have is in Arizona, so it might be a little run right there. Look at that, son of a bitch. Tiny little thing. Okay, it's hard to catch on that. There it is. See it in the camera? You can kind of see it. Son of a bitch. That's because I'm painting clear in the cold. And I'm trying to bury trash. But not too much trash. Yeah. So, you know, whatever. Someone was asking me, one of my homies, who will end up watching this video later. He said, how do you do your base? I did my base 50-50. So 50 solvent, so half solvent and half reducer. And obviously the clear is, you know, 2 parts clear, 1 part hardener. That's standard. Probably could get a little bit better coverage if I didn't go 50-50, but I don't know, it's what I've always done on whites and blacks and reds, and they always lay out really good, you know, even if it takes 3, you know, maybe even 4 coats to cover primer. If I had black primer, would have, you know, 2 would be enough. Gray primer, I usually do 3 base. And like I said, this base was laying out really weird. I was not happy with how the base laid out, but in the end it worked. On this one here, I sanded it down with 1000 and I smoothed the base out really nice. And actually I probably could have cleared it, but I burnt one of the body lines with the 1000 sandpaper by wet paper. And there's another spot. Yeah, you can't even see it anymore. There was another spot on the edge that just, I don't know what happened, which edge it was now. Doesn't matter, you can't see it. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and put 2 coats of base on this one too. And I had some sanding scratches on the inside anyway, so I really wanted to kind of hide those sanding scratches. Where they came from, I don't know, because I used 6 and 8, so I don't really know why, but God, those gnats. But yeah, when I hit it with 1000, I smoothed it out. I shot 2 coats of base on it just because, like I said, I had a couple spots where I had primer showing. It laid out pretty good. It still looked a little bit funky, and a tiny bit. But once it flashed and dried dull, it was fine, you know. And the clear, you know, not the best clear on the inside because it's hard to. I mean, think about it. You got your fan going through here, and it's kind of bouncing off everywhere, atomizing wrong. But you know, it's the inside wheel well. Fucking cares. You know, the important part was over here. A little tricky panning upside down too. Want to add that little last bit in before I call it. You know, trying to get down here. You know, doing this number is a little tricky, but I think the rest of it will be a lot easier when I hang the bed sides up here. They're gonna tilt a little bit away from me, but not too bad. And I may hang a counterweight or something. We'll see when we get there. But that's going to be it for part 1. Part 2 is going to be just final sanding the other ones and spraying those. And that'll be part 2. Maybe 3 parts. It'll be a long time before I put part 2 up. Just because I go back to work. When I go back to work, I'll be traveling, so I'll only be home. I'm only home 8 to 10 days a month. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it thus so far. If you have any questions, comments, think I suck, I don't care. Whenever you say whatever you want, I could care less. Any questions, I'll try to answer them. Peace out.